I'm actually in shock that I'm about to make this video because I have to admit the truth about Mercedes Mone. In this video, I'm going to share what that is, how I came to that conclusion, and how we can fix this problem. Because it is a major problem, and it's a problem that people have discussed with Mercedes Mone. Now, look, I have been high on Mercedes Mone for a while now. From her rise in WWE, from NXT to the main roster, winning every championship conceivable, from headlining WrestleManias to winning championships to working in some of the most brutal gimmick match stipulations, a la Hell in a Cell, a la ladder matches, street fights, you name it. Mercedes Mone has done it all in WWE. And so when she and Naomi walked out of WWE in 2022 due to a creative difference with Vince McMahon, and she went to New Japan, well, it started a new lease on life for Mercedes Mone, because the former Sasha Banks, she took her talents international. She went over to Japan, making her New Japan debut in January 2023 at Wrestle Kingdom. Didn't take her long to become champion, right? And so, as the women's champion, she made a lot of money. She made a lot of interest going around. And even though she was doing great things in New Japan, everyone thought, we need Mone back in the United States. And so we got a glimpse of that, and she did work in New Japan, under the New Japan Strong, their U.S.-based promotion, essentially. Brand, I should say. But she got injured in that match. Now, this also comes at a time where people were like, well, is she going to come to AEW? It's got to be a matter of time before she goes to AEW. New Japan, AEW, well, they have a working relationship. She can make appearances for AEW. Hey, what if she signed with AEW and then she worked additional dates for New Japan? That would be even better. Okay, all right. And then we got talks. All right, she's in talks with AEW. Oh, no, they fell apart. Oh, hey, she's in talks with WWE. Oh, my God. So Sasha Banks is coming back to WWE. Oh, no, she's not. And so she eventually signed with AEW. And earlier this year, she signed with AEW, and she made an impact. What has she done since making her arrival? Well, she hasn't wrestled. Now, I understand. She hasn't been medically cleared. Could have at least told us that. There's a story arc you could have told. Instead of Mercedes Mone coming in all big, confident, I'm the CEO. She could have came in with that confidence. And then, since we are building to Willow Nightingale in her, you could have pointed this fact out of, hey, Mercedes, you haven't wrestled a match in almost a year. And oh, by the way, she hasn't wrestled since she wrestled Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale, she's got the edge on Mone. Not only did she injure Mone, but she also beat Mone. She's got her number. There's a story arc there. Instead, Mercedes Mone has cut some of the worst promos known to man. Yes, I just said that. Mercedes Mone, someone who I have praised for months, and I still think super highly of. I think she is extremely talented as an in-ring performer. And I think her promos are very good. She no doubt has charisma. But the truth of the matter is, and today's topic is this, her promos in AEW, they suck, and they greatly need to improve. I've seen the criticism. I agree with the criticism. What is that criticism? Mercedes Mone's AEW promos, they come off as WWE light. They come off as generic. There is no punch up. There is no delivery with these promos. They're just words, right? She comes, and this is the weirdest part about her promo segments. She comes out to a pretty good ovation, right? I'm so flustered, I'm botching words here. Oh my God. She comes out to a big ovation. She's got the CEO theme song that gets stuck in your head, right? And you're like, oh God, I'm going to listen to this song in my head for the next 24 hours. She comes out. She's a star. And then she starts talking. And every word goes worse and worse. Now, I covered this for 411 of Mania. But on his 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff had this to say about Mercedes Mone's run in AEW. He said, I don't dislike Mercedes. She's a phenomenal wrestler. She's a phenomenal performer in the ring. She's had an incredible run. She's hugely successful, and I respect the heck out of her for what she's accomplished. That doesn't mean that she's capable of holding a mic for more than 30 seconds. He thinks that WWE did a better job of hiding her weaknesses than AEW thus far. And this is what he added. Every time she opens her mouth, her stock value decreases by 10%. She'd be much better off never to say anything. Just smile and do the little effing dance and come out with funny hair, do all that crap that got her over. Does he have a point? Yes, he does. As I just said, yes, he does. How can they fix this? Okay, well, they can do two things. One, they can tell Mercedes, stop talking. But let's be real, that's not realistic. Number two, they could definitely condense the promos. Look at what they did with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill has a lot of charisma. She's not necessarily strong on the mic. So, you save bullet points. You could script her if you wanted to. You could say, look, I don't want you to talk for 5 minutes. I want you to talk to 2. And here's what I want you to say. And then you're off to the races. I also think you could put her and give her a manager. I'm okay with that. I would absolutely love to see someone like Stokely Hathaway come over and be paired with her. You could bring someone else in to be her manager. There are multiple ways in which you could, right? Mercedes Mone, she's extremely talented, and she could be a huge, huge star for AEW. She's already a big star for AEW. In my opinion, she is a megastar. But to Bischoff's point, not only his comments, I've seen other fans' comments who are not trolls, who are not haters, they like Monet, and they kind of find themselves in the same position that I'm in, where it's like, okay, we have a problem here, right? You can put your head in the sand and be delusional, or you can at least acknowledge the problem of, okay, we have a problem here. We need to fix this problem. How do we fix this problem, right? It's one thing to criticize. It's one thing to point out the problems. Do you have a solution to the problem? You don't? Well, shut up, right? Like, that's the situation. If you do not have a solution to a problem, if you cannot diagnose the crux of a problem, then please do not talk about the problem, right? Let's add something to that. So let's get her a manager, or let's condense her promos, or let's script her promos. I don't know if it's a situation where she's so used to scripted promos that she doesn't know necessarily how to come up with her own promo that's long, because there's a difference between cutting a minute promo and a 5-minute promo. I don't know if it's a situation in which she doesn't have her confidence fully back. I don't know. But it's got to be addressed, and it got to be addressed quickly. Let me know down in the commentary below.